Hey Crushers, it's Lily here. I'm coming to you live from the shores of the Indian River here in lovely Florida. And I wanted to talk to you today from this place because if you'll notice, I'm sitting on a foundation of an old house that's no longer here. It's a beautiful lot. It's just kind of sitting here in front of an apartment building that somebody built instead when this place went down. I don't know what happened, it was probably some kind of a trauma, some kind of maybe a hurricane, or maybe it just got old and broke apart, started to fall into disrepair. And then eventually people abandoned it. And I sort of wonder, that gave me food for thought today, because I wondered if that isn't how we sometimes look at ourselves as we start to age. We see things happening to our bodies, we start getting ailments, we start to think of ourselves as crumbling down. And I wanted to talk to you guys about that, because that is a real fallacy in that you can have health at any age of your life, and you can be comfortable with your body at any age of your life. I'm getting ready to go back to my high school reunion in August, this summer. And I'll be seeing lots of kids that I knew when I was, teeny tiny, a gymnast and cheerleader tryouts and things. So, yeah, we've all aged, and some of us have fared better than others in that process. And I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about who is doing well with their aging and who is kind of just settling into the fact that, I guess this is just how it is. I guess I'll just pick up, 20 or 40 or 80 pounds or whatever as a consequence of my aging. Or, oh gee, my thyroid doesn't work, so therefore I have to take thyroid medicine, or I have diabetes and there's no way to come back from that. Or all kinds of lifestyle-based chronic conditions that are very reversible with good self-care and a change in your chronic habits. And some of those chronic habits include your food addiction. So many of our illnesses begin with what we put in our mouths. Not just how much, but the quality of food that we're eating and the quality of the water that we're drinking. There's so many pollutants in the air and in the processed foods that are out there that you really have no idea how much damage you're doing to your system. And even though our bodies are amazing in the sense that they're always taking care of us, we often forget how hard we make them work by having to filter our blood and filter our digestive systems and constantly clean our insides. So when we're constantly eating, we don't give them very much time to clean us up. And that's part of the reason we have to sleep at night, is because we shut down our systems and we go into a fasting state, which is when our body cleans up everything that happened the day before and gets rid of dead cells that have been around for a while, and allows us to remain clean. So when you get into a place where you have so much momentum built up around your illness or around your chronic condition, it gets really hard on your body's ability to clean up and keep up with that pace. Just like people who are chronic alcoholic drinkers have, livers that are really hard. I'm hoping you guys can hear me. My headset just went down, so I'm wondering if you can. Let me make sure. Okay, it's not coming back on. There it goes. Make sure I'm still connected. There. Again now. Anyways, I'm just talking to you about how you want to think of your body as a beautiful machine that is here to serve you and guide you and take you wherever you want to go in your life. And just like you have to maintain your car, we spend a lot more time maintaining our vehicles than we do maintaining our bodies. And it's really an impressive machine that we live in. I don't want to call it a machine, but an organism, a system of self-sustaining, interrelated, completely independently functioning cells and processes and systems that all work beautifully together. But so many of us are so hard on our bodies, not just what we make them do, but how we speak to them, how we speak to ourselves, how we put them down, how we think of our bodies as an enemy, as a thing that's against us, a thing that won't work with us, a thing that is driving us into a place we don't want to go, which might be, gaining weight or being unable to sleep or feeling sick. If you treat your body with a little more respect and start to love it a little more and be kinder to the person that you see in the mirror and the vessel that person is driving around in, riding around in during her time on earth, it helps your body to speed up what it's trying to do. So if you start with a little bit of a better impression, a little sense of gratitude and gratefulness for your body, instead of making it out like it's your enemy. Your real enemy is your brain on sugar, and your brain is addicted, and that's your real enemy, and that has a lot to do with what you're putting in your mouth. So if you can break your addiction and get your brain cleaned up, then your body can just do its job a whole lot more effectively. So when you think about that, be a little kinder to yourself, even if you are kind of an old foundation like this, and you feel like, the house is falling into the ocean or something. Try to look at it a different way. Try to say, hey, it's a new start. It's a brand new place. This is a fresh slate. This is something I can build anything I want to build on now. I don't have to be the person I was 10 years ago or 15 years ago or 30 years ago. This is you right now. Live your life right now. Not in the past, not in the future. Right now. Okay? If you don't do it now, when are you going to do it? And if you don't do it, who's going to do it? So it's your life. You guys, I want you to understand that you have the right to be happy. And you can be happy once you break your food addiction. But until you do that, it's going to run your life. And there's no way of getting around that. I've taught this for years. I took my business online about 2 years ago, but I've been doing this for over 30 years. And every day I see the same thing with people where they feel like they have no control. And that is a place of powerlessness and helplessness and defeat. And if you're already defeated when you're starting out trying to do something, you're setting yourself up to fail because you don't believe you can do it. And that is one of the worst things to have to overcome, is your own self-doubt. Okay, you deserve to be happy. You can do this. If I can do it, you can do it. It does take work, but it's so much easier to do the work when you're not addicted. Okay, if anybody has ever been addicted to anything, whether it was cigarettes or alcohol or drugs or a person or gambling, if you've overcome that part of your life, then you know how much better life is on the other side. And food, is one thing that we get addicted to because we have to eat it. I mean, nobody has to gamble. Nobody has to smoke. But we have to eat. It's just a question of how much we have to eat, what we have to eat, and how we feel about the food that we're eating. So you can do this if you want to get started, if you want to get serious about feeling better, which is the only reason anybody does anything, is because they want to feel better. Then book a call with me. Look me up. I'm on crushingcravings.com/talk. I have a calendar there, and you can reach out to me. I have some openings. So I'll be doing Facebook Lives to remind you guys that it is possible to change your life. I'm living proof. I couldn't walk around the block, and now I walk. I have a Fitbit. I walk 17 to 35 to 50 miles a week. Depends on where I am and what I'm doing. But I get up and I move, and that's why I'm out this morning before it gets too hot. And it's a beautiful day, and look around where I am. I mean, I make the most of wherever I am. So find the most beautiful thought and find the most beautiful self. So with that, I leave you. Lily out.